Aries, the October energies are already speaking, but are you listening? Let's have an aligned astro chat about it. Hello, all. Stacey, the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to your transformational tarot for the month of October. And Aries, I'm so excited to be tuning in for you today to find out how you can make this energy work for you. And we are going to be pulling an overarching theme from the Sweet Ass Affirmations 2 deck, simply because I'm a little sassy today. I need a little sass in my life. And then the deck that spoke to you was the Slow Tarot from Lacey Bryant. So really, I was not expecting that for you. I was thinking about a completely different deck in my mind, but this is what came up and came through. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so we are first going to pull a card from the Sweet Ass Affirmations to see what energies we really want to be focusing on for you, the overarching theme. Well, this one sounds really good. Oh, I react with peace and ease, no matter how stinky the cheese. I love it. Okay, so overarching energy for you in October is I feel like you are really in that space of harnessing your chi. I feel, and your cheese. And I feel very much that you've been through quite a bit. You've kind of, I want to say, you've kind of addressed certain issues, certain areas of your life. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the camera to get the right framing here. You have done a lot of work over the last month to really get yourself right or get right with yourself. You've been harnessing your chi, or you've been practicing self-care. You've been able to, I want to say, rein it in and slow things down. And that is really good. Now, in October, not that it's going to be hard to maintain this, but it's important that you put some intention behind maintaining this, because there are going to be some things that come up for you this month, especially for those of you who are in, I feel like, the corporate sector. There are going to be a lot of things that are going to be, scraping on your last nerve, that are going to be testing your ability to stay in that high vibe frequency. We're not talking bypassing here, but we are talking about staying centered, recognizing that reaction versus response is not always the best way to go. So if you are going to react with peace and ease, right? Which really is a response, quite frankly, no matter how stinky the cheese. So let's see. That's a really good one for us to start off with. Now, let's see where you're at in the present moment. Where are you right now in your transformational energy and journey? What part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? Ooh, Nine of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you guys have kind of released a little bit of that, that illusioned control. You're more in a space of being able to kind of go with the flow. But I want to say, like, she's haggard. She's tired. She doesn't want to have to keep doing this. And I feel like right now, this is really like you've been able to kind of, navigate those waters and balance yourself out. I wouldn't say that you're haggard and tired like she is, but I want to say if you don't keep maintaining what you've created, you're not that far from this. You need more of this. So I feel like with this Nine of Wands, it's an invitation to really go within and recognize what is going to support my resilience, my physical resilience, my physical health resilience, my mental health resilience, my emotional health resilience. Of course, throw in there the energetic, because why not? It's all about wholeness, and it's all about the one, right? That 9 energy, endings, resolutions, conclusions. And I feel like where you're at right now is you have been closing out a cycle. You have been closing, collectively we're closing out a cycle. And then individually, I feel, Aries, that you guys have been closing out a cycle. And there's a lot of reflection. There's a lot of, I want to say, looking back on things, not necessarily from a place of nostalgia, but more from a place of learning. What can I learn from this experience? What did I learn from this experience? And you're doing it not to beat yourself over the head, but you're doing it so that you can release it, close that door for good. And it's recognition that everything that came before this has built me up. It has built up this resistance in me. And now I no longer have to do this because this is already in place. This is already established. I don't need to keep doing this. I need to now move forward. This is the final wand that I need to be worrying about. This is enough, right? And that makes sense if you follow the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. You know that the 10 of Wands is the rewards and the burdens that go with it. It's like one straw too much, one wand too much. This is enough, here and no further. So what part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? I feel like you are shifting into this reality that enough is enough. I've got everything that I need right now. Let me work with what is here. Let me continue to focus on allowing myself to become resilient, to continue to fill my love cup until it is full and overflowing. Yeah, that feels really important. Loving that. All right, this is your catalyst. What's fueling or hindering your transformation? And is this resistance or rocket fuel? Page of Swords, interesting. So I feel like there have been a lot of ideas. There's been a lot of mind chatter. And I feel like when you're moving into the month of October, you want to kind of set your focus to one or two streams of thought or streams of consciousness in order to be playful, in order to spar with it, to back and forth with it, maybe to debate with it a little bit, to see what it is trying to teach you or tell you, what it wants to offer you. Too many things in your mind shuts you down. Too many things is what gets you motivated and started, but then, there isn't that follow through or that finish. And I feel very much that when I'm looking at this particular card, it is about dueling. She's learning to duel with someone else. She's smiling about it. She's having fun. And that says to me that she is in that student mind energy. So she's enjoying the playful learning. And that's what I feel this is for you guys. The catalyst is you've got a lot of ideas. Write them down. You don't have to do them all at once. Pick one or two, put your focus to that, and then playfully learn about each of those two ideas. The rest of the ideas can wait. It's kind of like too many cooks in the kitchen makes a lot of broken eggs. It's not that you're not capable of handling more than two or three, projects at one time. I want to say, just because you can doesn't necessarily mean you should. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here is that the catalyst for October is there's going to be a lot of that mind chatter and activity and inspiration. Organize it, categorize it, pick one or two and lean into those. The rest will still be there on the other side of it. That feels really important, especially because I feel like these ideas that are being birthed through you are definitely happening for a reason. And you are going to feel kind of a sense of urgency. Like, if I don't do it now, it's not going to get done. Or what if someone else gets the idea? Or just the pressure of, I want to say, like, moving fast. But I don't feel like that's necessary at this point. I feel like it's important to stipulate that to you guys. Here's your deep root. What deep belief, wound, or soul contract is driving this transformation under the surface? This is a big one. We have been, I want to say, collectively very driven by our fears, driven by chaos and confusion, just in general. And that wreaks havoc on how we, on an individual level, respond or react to those kinds of situations. So if we are talking about I react with peace and ease, no matter how stinky the cheese, I feel like this is going to be really important. The deep root is why you're able to do this or why you're not able to do this. at this particular time. Oh, beautiful. Atonement. So this is an extra card in the deck, and I love this card. I really feel here like a lot of your motivation is coming from either a place of guilt or a place of shame. And there's this aspect of you that is really trying to atone for your sins. Okay. Now, I put that in air quotes. I don't believe that anything is a sin. I believe that we are all here to have experiences, and each experience has a different vibration or frequency, a different layer and level of light and love. Some of them are really low vibrational energies of light and love, and some are higher. And then there's everything in between. But when atonement is your motivation, I want to say to you that means that there's this guilt and this need to make up for the fact that you are a bad person, or that you made a really bad mistake, or that whatever the case may be. And I feel like when we talk about this being the deep root, you want to release all of this. You want to let this atonement go. You want to let it go right quick, because there is no emotion that will sink you to the bottom of your ocean of emotion that is heavier than guilt. I mean, it is heavier than rage. It is heavier than anger. It's heavier than hatred. Guilt sinks you right to the bottom of your ocean of emotion, as though you have the cement shoes on, and then you're expected to clamber your way back up to the surface. It's near impossible. So understand that we all play our part. We all have our role. We're all teachers and students to one another. I mean, atone in terms of apologize, own what you need to own, and then release it and move on. I know easier said than done, but I feel like the energies of this month is going to support you in that. It's going to help you to be able to do that. So lean into that. And I want to say, think about those. You probably won't have to think very hard, because I feel like these are the things that are kind of top of mind anyway. But, give a little thought to writing down those things that are weighing you down, those moments of guilt or shame. And write them down on a piece of paper, because this is the month where you're going to be able to burn that right out of existence entirely. I feel like that's really significant. All right, what's dying away? What part of you is falling away at this time, and what role, pattern, or identity has run its course? So 8 of Cups, it's that walking away. It's the deep dive, diving deep. It's the self-awareness. It's the acknowledgement of, all of your, foibles and choices, and, however we want to talk about them. It's kind of like what I was talking about with atonement. You beating yourself up for whatever this is, you're done with it. No more do you need to do it. No more is it a part of your vocabulary. And I feel very much that there's going to be, especially mid-October, there's going to be a real resolution for you, Aries, where you just decide, and I don't know if it's because you see someone else doing the same thing or having done the same thing, or you just really come to terms with, all right, I'm done with the self-flagellation. I'm ready now to walk into the new path. I'm ready to create that new energy or that new frequency, or I'm just done. I don't even need to know where I'm going next. I'm just done. I'm choosing to be done. And, I love that about you guys, Aries, because you have that ability to kind of just like cut ties with something so that you can have another fresh start. And I feel like this is what that 8 of Cups is coming up and coming through for, is you're just stepping into that. We talked about being resolute, right? There's resilience and coming to terms with something. I feel like this is exactly what it is. So the 8 is coming. The 8 energy is mastery, identity, abundance, the soul energy, the energy of the infinity. And I feel that it's coming through this time to really support you. So what you leave behind, what you walk away from this month, is the beating yourself up. And when you are resolute with that, when you are resolved with that choice, I just see everything opening up. Wow, that feels really, really good. I like that for you. Highest potential. This is your Phoenix potential. What can rise from the ashes? What is your soul calling you toward? This is your breakthrough energy. And welcome to those Aries who are new to me. So happy to have you. For those of you who've been around me for a long time, you know, this is like my favorite question, is always the breakthrough question, right? This is what we're here to do. Oh my goodness, you got your second 8. So really loving this energy as well. There is a level of mastery that you are birthing yourself into. And I want to say this month, it's a level of mastery that you've dabbled with, you've seen in the past, or maybe you've seen others, you know, kind of step into those waters and often wondered for yourself, I wonder what that would be like. This is now a month where you're really going to have opportunity to create that for yourself. And 8 of coins is really powerful. It's a Virgo card, and it's really about paying attention to the details. And we are, we have just come out of Virgo season. We're now in Libra season. Happy birthday, Libras. And I feel like when we're looking at this, it's recognizing, what did I culminate in September? I know I've released a lot, and I know September is in the past, but there was a lot of work that I did in September. What have I culminated? Because now I'm going to be putting the finishing touches on everything. Now I'm going to be really paying attention to the details, crossing the I's and dotting the T's. Crossing the T's and dotting the I's. This is what I'm really paying attention to. I love this little dog. So freaking cute. Looking at the little girl like, oh my God, you're having so much fun. You're looking a little crazy, but I love you. Just so cute. So I really feel like when we're talking about that highest Phoenix possibility, this potential, the potential really is in you shifting into work and focus that is satisfying, fulfilling, that is putting the finishing touches on where it is you really want to be. You've let all of this other stuff go. Now you've actually got a lot of space inside your head, inside your heart, and a little bit inside your life too. You're making room for the time, the ability, and the creative flow to be able to put the finishing touches on here. And you're enjoying it. I feel also like it's going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into a slightly new or slightly revised vision of where you're going and growing. And I feel like this is, for all of you, there's a particular path that you're on. It might be work. It might be a path on your personal level. It might be connected to family. It might be, it could be anything. Okay. But I feel like whatever this is, it's a path you've been on for a little while. It's a vision that you've been nursing, you've been tending to, but maybe not fully ensconced in it. And I feel like this month, there's going to be an opportunity for you to fully ensconce yourself in it, because now you've got time. You've created room for that in your life. That feels really cool. All right, what is the next step that's emerging for you around the corner? What energy or experience is coming in to support this next phase? Ooh, 2 of Wands. So yeah, there's a lot of you curating your next path. And I'm really feeling, as we're sitting into this energy, October is really a month where you are getting into the nitty gritty. You know, here she's got the, the protractor, I think it's called, where you can create a circumference, or you measure distances from one place to another on the map. I feel very much that this month, it's really about you getting serious about creating your map. Maybe even like setting roots down, or making something physical, or bringing something into the tangible. This is a month where there's a lot that is manifesting. And yes, it's manifesting from something that has been, kind of at a slow boil for a little while. But there's also this energy of you tweaking what's already been. So like, that's what I feel like. She's got all of these maps out here. There are several different maps. And what she's doing is she's kind of retaking the measurements because now she's ready to actually plan the trip and take the journey. She's adjusting all of these different maps because they have shifted. The topography has shifted based on how she has grown. And that's exactly where I'm seeing you guys. This is a month where there's going to be quite a bit of reflection on where you've not where you've been, reflection on what you have begun, what you've started to create, and you're evaluating it based on, okay, I started that 3 months ago. I feel as though I have kind of shifted or changed or morphed a little bit. Let me revisit this map and see if there are any revisions that need to be made. This measurement was the measurement before. Does it still match with the goal that I'm trying to get to? No, it's a little bit off. Okay, so what do I need to tweak? It's perfecting the craft, but it's perfecting the craft in a way that is basically stipulating, I know I'm on this journey and I want to make the most of this journey. So it isn't as simple as laying it all out at the beginning and then just, following, putting it in the GPS and getting there. It's understanding that I'm going to need to tweak this as I go because I am ever evolving. I am a work in progress. I feel also like, I know this is talking about the emerging. I feel also like there is something coming up for most of you, not all of you, but most of you, from a family perspective. There's going to be some family energy that wants to intrude upon this. Maybe it's intruding just because all you're wanting to do is be creative and, everybody and his brother is calling you on the same day with a crisis and, you're having to take those calls. Or it could actually be, the family physically needs you to do this, that, or the other thing, or to drop what you've got going on to go and do something else. But I'm definitely hearing a family vibe. This definitely feels like family of origin rather than a chosen family. So just kind of a heads up on that. And of course, we all have choice. You can choose how much or little you wish to participate in that. But understand that it's okay for you to recognize that there's a new direction that you're going in, and you can really, because you now have space, you can set aside that space and call that space sacred and say nothing and no one is going to get in the way of that, barring the house burning down. This is where I'm at and what I'm doing, and everyone and everything else can wait. I definitely feel some of that energy and maybe a little bit of a push-pull for you guys in terms of that. Again, that atonement, feeling guilty. Yeah, but they need me, or, I can't really say no, or, oh my God, like their world is falling apart. So yeah, it's inconvenient for me, but, I can always do this at another time. You always have the choice for that. And obviously, know your audience, read the room, weigh things out, but just know that you can create this time as sacred for you. Interesting. Your role in this process. How are you navigating your transformation? Are you resisting, flowing, grieving, or boldly rising? Oh, interesting. So you've got the Ace of Cups. Okay, so there's a lot of you here that is looking for the balance, looking for it's like the right frequency, the right energy that just feels like suddenly you're locked into place. You're in alignment. You're, running like a well-oiled machine. And I feel like with this Ace of Cups coming into the mix, you guys are fire signs. So I always see the elements interacting. And with fire, this is a water. This Ace of Cups is a water. You add water to fire to put out the fire or to tame the fire, to hold back the fire. I feel like there is sort of this initiatory energy that is going to, I feel like each of you is almost going to pick up a new hobby. And that hobby is one that allows you to really connect with that peace and ease. This hobby, it's really important that you lean into this because it is going to give you the tools to be able to maintain this throughout the month and for months to come. We've just come through the eclipse season. And of course, those eclipses, the effects of those eclipses are going to last up to 6 months in each of our lives. We've gone through the peak of it, but now that energy and those shifts and changes are starting to take effect into our lives. So there is a lot of potential here. And I feel like there's the learning the balance, not just from the, oh, I've learned a new tool and I'm in the process of learning how to apply it. Now it's, all right, I've even got this other thing that is going to take me even further on this path and in the direction, and it can add to it. But I have to be willing to say yes to it. I cannot help but notice all of these beautiful pearls. What do we know about pearls? Pearls only exist with friction. You know, they're created by sand being constantly under pressure and rubbed together in the oyster in order for it to, or the clam, in order for it to suddenly spit out this beautiful cultured pearl. You've got a lot of them around here. So the Ace of Cups is almost saying, okay, you've done all of these other things and they haven't necessarily filled your love cup. You've had some that have kind of helped, but this is the thing. This is the thing that's really going to allow this to become your normal. Yes, you're still going to have your fire and your motivation in starting things, and don't worry about that. That all is still there. This month, it's really about helping you to balance all of this, to navigate all of this so that this can become your new normal. And that's really important. That's why that Page of Swords said, just pick 2 things. The rest will come. You'll have time to explore those other things. Right now, focus on just 2 things. Because there's a lot that has worked sort of for you in the past, but it's not going to work anymore. It's all spilling out of the cup. It's not going into the cup, it's spilling out of the cup. So the cup it's spilling out because the cup is needing to be emptied to be filled with something new. And like I said, you've created that space for yourself. So I definitely feel that there's going to be some kind of craft or course or it just feels like a hobby of sorts that you're going to pick up, and you're really going to find a lot of fulfillment in it. So say yes to it. Say yes. All right, who or what is influencing your transformation right now? And is it an influence in a positive way or a negative way? This is your circles of support here. So 10 of Cups. There's a lot that you have to be grateful for. There's a lot that I feel this month is going to show up to the surface as evidence of the hard work that you've put in, the success that is there for you, the abundance. But I also want to say to you, it's showing up because we can have all of the abundance in the world, and if we don't actually use it or appreciate it, what good is it? I often think about I found this even in North Carolina. You've got a lot of people who pay money to live in, HOA neighborhoods that have these big, beautiful pools, or you pay to have a pool in your own backyard. And then so many times, they get excited about the pool. They're excited about it opening. And then you ask them, how have you been enjoying the pool? And they're like, oh, we didn't get there this year. Or, well, we only kept it open for, a couple of months, and we only used it 3 times or whatever. Like no judgment on that for me. To me, that's just crazy. I'm like, oh my God, any chance I can go to the pool, I'm going to go, even if it's just for 45 minutes, because it is my peace and ease, no matter how stinky the cheese. It isn't that way for everyone. But when you put that time and that effort in because you want the pool and then you don't use it, it's kind of like, okay, so what was your motivation for the pool in the first place? Either your motivation wasn't really because you wanted to use the pool, it was a status thing, or you thought someone else was going to use it, or you were doing it to please somebody or to please your real estate agent, for resale value, or you've lost sight of being able to step in and enjoy what you have created, what you have accumulated, what you have worked for, what you have received. So when we're talking about the support system, the circles of support, I feel like it's all of the things and the stuff around you that you already have. Take time this month to really enjoy the things that you have. Anything that maybe has been sitting in your closet, for example, or a cupboard, and you haven't pulled it out in a year. Maybe now's the time to, pull that dress out and wear it, or pull that board game out and create a reason to play the game. Make it let's call a few friends over, get a bunch of neighbors over, and let's just play this game. I feel like there's an energy here for you this month around letting your hair down, letting loose a little bit, and allowing yourself to not be in the chase of the drive, the goal, the journey of the goal, and be in the space of here's what I have now. Let me really take advantage of what I've built or created or received or manifested to myself. Yeah, that feels really good. That's going to be a surprising support to you. Hopes and fears. Sorry, I'm skipping one. Hopes and fears. As we step into this, I feel like I messed up my. I feel like I messed up my reading, but okay, here we go. I've done something weird with it. I don't know. Okay, so hopes and fears. 5 of Swords. Yeah, what are you dreaming of becoming, and what scares you about actually doing it? So, I feel like for a lot of you, there's this fear of losing your edge. If I'm not doing this, if I'm not on the move, if I'm not producing, if I'm not driven, if I'm not, creating my ideas, then I'm going to somehow lose my edge. If I'm just meditating, I'm losing something. No, you're not. You're not losing a thing. What you're doing is you are disconnecting from the monkey mind and reconnecting to the heart space. And I feel like more so than ever before, that's exactly what is required at this time. And that is what your angels and guides are inviting you into at this time. I know what I did. I messed up the order of things. I was supposed to put 2 things over here. I just realized it now. See, there's my Virgo brain. Speaking of monkey mind. So this is an invitation to transform those thoughts. This idea that I've got to win at all costs, or I've always got to be on the move. I've got to be using my brain 24/7, or I'm going to lose my sharpness. I'm going to become dull. I feel like this 5 of Swords is saying, no, release that. Let that go. Do you really want to be that person that, runs the sword through the guy's mouth or the guy's neck? Really? Do you really want to be that person? No, I think not. Sometimes we have those little fantasies. We want to tell somebody off. We want to give them the who, to, and what for. We want to take them down. But if you really go into your heart space, it's not really that you want to cause harm to that other person. It's that you want to be seen and heard and recognized for the harm that was caused to you. So see that in yourself. Recognize that in yourself. And then maybe just give yourself that. Find ways throughout this reading, throughout this month, to be able to release, it's the atonement, right? Release all of that. You don't want to be this. You want to say, okay, I've had the thought about it. I've done the rage room and released all the rage and the energy around it. And now I can go into filling my love cup. I can be grateful for everything that I have. I can take a little bit of a time out. Yes, I'm going to get on the bandwagon again, and I'm going to go and pursue my things and my stuff. That's still going to be there. 100%. Right now, this month, it's okay for me to just take it 1 or 2 steps at a time. It's all that is required. Interesting. And here we are at our Outcome of October. If you stay on course, who will you be on the other side of this journey? What is the result of embracing the full cycle of death and rebirth? Five of coins. Wow. So two fives in a row. There's big changes happening for you, Aries. Big, big changes. And that five of coins, I feel like on the other side of this, you're going to feel definitely less anxious. You are going to have your love cup. I won't say it's going to be full and overflowing, but you're going to be on your way to filling it up. And I feel like you're also going to be in a space and a place of recognizing what is it that I actually really need. I've been spending time with the things that I have, and I've been enjoying that. I've been reintroduced to those things. And as a result, now I'm reviewing what this is, and I'm saying, you know what? There is no lack. There is no scarcity here. I have more than enough. And let me go down this path of really sitting in what is here in my present moment right now. Yes, I can continue to accumulate and acquire, no question. But just for right now, it's okay to sit in this. I don't need to be anxious or worried about anything. I don't need to be in lack or scarcity. I have all the things that I need. Let me throw the party. Let me live my life in color, not in black and white. Wow. Okay. So Aries, that is your transformational tarot for October of 2025. So excited to have been able to connect with you guys. As you know, if you are needing some help or some guidance with anything along the way, click on that link below to connect with me. And also, please put some comments in the comment feed. I would love to get some feedback on, how this is playing out in your life, on things that maybe really stood out to you, things that maybe aren't resonating, and then later on it makes sense to you. However that works, we'd just love to have some context and some dialogue, making sure that you guys are enjoying this. Until we see each other again for another Transformational Tarot or another segment of Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life, I'm sending you guys so much love, so much support. We will see you on the flip side, and transform well.